Hi. So, I wanted to talk about something that I was thinking about this morning. I was journaling and, realizing, sort of taking inventory of my emotions, realizing that this morning I was feeling a little angry, slightly annoyed at the situation, at him, but still understanding, but just still I think it's not natural to feel a little angry. And, a little bit at myself. So, the thing that I was thinking about is like, okay, well, I need to, just go forward knowing that we're not going to be together. And sort of started out like, well, let's take a look. Let's see what kind of disturbance happens when I think about, like, when I want to fantasize about us getting back together or blah, blah, blah. And I found that I didn't really want to fantasize about that or think, hey, maybe. Although I'm a little bit more open to it right now. But to be content with whatever the universe has planned, knowing that all the signs point to us never being back together, and that's the reality. That's reality. And that's the place from which I have to operate. And in so doing, I can continue with this, my emotional and spiritual growth. And he can continue on his path. And the line from my prayer that came to me was just for the good of others. It's like a sentence fragment. And that makes me also realize that this is for his good too, which makes it a little easier for me, which kind of in turn made me realize that, he needs this, and whatever he's going through is like, we need to go through whatever we're going through separate from each other. And the only thing I know last time we talked is that he's completely or at least everything he said and did showed me that he's completely accepted this, that we won't be in each other's life, and that, after this period, he does plan on looking, right, for someone else. Which, oh, hey, Ken. Which is good for me to remember and keep in mind as I move forward. And that leaves me available to really concentrate on my emotional and spiritual growth, which I wouldn't be able to do if he were still in my life, because it's the pain from the breakup that is the catalyst for me to be able to do this, right? Because of the pain that I'm feeling, I'm able to, like, the work that I'm doing is working with that, right? So if we were back together, which isn't happening, that catalyst for growth wouldn't be there anymore. So this is what I need, right? Because I'm learning to deal with an emotionally difficult situation, and in dealing with that emotionally difficult situation, I am learning how to not get swept away by these emotions, not get completely lost in them, not start panicking. Let's phrase this in a healthier, more positive way. I am learning to navigate my emotions. I am learning to stay planted and balanced. I am learning to stay calm and observant and within myself, rather than what I was doing before, which is, freaking out and trying to find the answer outside of myself. Doesn't work. Hint. Doesn't work. So I was thinking about all of this, and it occurred to me, remember, there's a series of occurrences. God damn it, it's so hot. I hate it when it's this hot. But you know what? Calm down. How, whatever. Who am I to say I don't like it when it's this hot? It's the universe. Well, okay, yeah, it's also global warming, which I'm pretty pissed off about. But, it's the sun that's been there for 5 billion years or for whatever it's been. It's the planet that's been here. It's physics, it's chemistry. It all does not have to do with me. So, I just need to say, hey, it's hot and I'm uncomfortable. Okay, and be okay with that. And I am. I'm okay with the fact that the heat makes me uncomfortable. Am I though? We'll work on that one too. But one of the things that I really, really thought about this morning, and it's one of those things that, and logically, from like childhood, but it's something that just really kind of got into my brain this morning while I was journaling, which is that if we were back together, that what I'm learning is that my self-esteem, my self-worth came from romantic relationships. If someone loved me, then I was loved. Like, even when they didn't, even when they do, like even with Ibram and how much he clearly loved me and showed me every minute of every day that he did, I still had doubts in my head. And okay, so this came from like me thinking about like, okay, well, it's pointless to try and think about what he's going through right now and what he's thinking and blah blah blah, because I'm never going to guess. All I do know is what on last time that we saw each other, which was, love and gazing lovingly into each other's eyes and saying sad things, but also being really happy to be with each other. And, but at the same time, having a conversation about the fact that this was it. And how he's going to go away for a little bit. He's going back to Egypt for a couple of weeks, which is really good for him and for me. And that when he comes back, at some point shortly after them, he's going to be looking for somebody. So that's what we know. And that's all we know. And anything beyond that is conjecture. And pointless to do because I don't know, I'm never going to know if I'm correct or not, right? So all it does is disturb me. And so that realization kind of led me to think about, what was it? Oh, I had the sequence. I want to tell you the sequence. But, oh, those are lovely flowers. It smells so nice in this garden. Look at this place. Right? Beautiful? Okay. Anyway, so sort of what came to me was that, what was the sequence? Because I feel like it's an important sequence of realizations. But the point is, I came to the realization that all I know is, I need to concentrate on what's best for me, because he's no longer part of my life, and anything that I think about is not, that he might be going through or thinking, here it was, okay, is conjecture, and I have no idea whether or not it's true, and that's just going to disturb me. And I realized that the reason I wanted to know what he was thinking was to know that he was thinking of me, and that he still loves me, and in a way, like, that he's in pain. And that's not really what I want. I don't want him to be in pain. But so I was taking a look at that and thinking, like, why is that important to me? Like, why is it important to me that he still thinks about me and he still loves me, Which, and the other thing too is like I had those doubts. I had those doubts throughout our relationship, and it was silly for me to have those doubts because he showed me in every way possible how much he loved me every single day, and it's really the doubts were my issues with my own self-worth, right? My not having enough self-esteem and doubting that, okay, well, yeah, he's doing that, but it can't be possibly about me, right? Like, I mean, I'm not worth that. And so that made me realize, like, between my doubts during our relationship and my doubts right now are related, because he did everything he could to show me that he loved me. And anytime I was like, yeah, but were you thinking of me? Like, he's like, I just told you I was thinking of you. Like, this is just, it seems so silly to him that I would ever have any doubt. And I'm realizing that that's definitely more about me. And that then as now, my issue is with my own self-worth and my own self-esteem. And that knowing that I was never going to get my own self-worth from myself if I were to continue being in a relationship. And the same thing with my needs, right? Like my need to be loved, my need to feel this, to feel taken care of. And he did do a really good job taking care of me, and I really loved it. You know, all that stuff is based on my needs and my needs, you know, and that this period of growth, this period of time where I am devoting a lot of my thought processes and learning and everything to being more spiritually and emotionally grounded and healthy, that has put me on the path of finding my value in myself rather than others, and being able to fulfill my own needs. And it occurred to me, and here we go, here's the prize. It occurred to me that in the future, well, I will get to the point soon where I will be operating out of a place of love rather than out of a place of need, fulfilling my own needs, or taking actions that are based on me needing to find my self-worth outside of myself. And it occurred to me that that's a very good thing for me to be able to find my self-worth inside, you know, to know it on my own, and to be able to fulfill my own needs so that I'm not looking to somebody else and not have that be why I love somebody else. Not that that's the why I love Brahm. I mean, I do love him for that. Why do I keep saying his name? I shouldn't say his name. Whatever. Nobody knows him. Nobody I know knows him or his family. But we're going to call him E. I mean, like, I love E because of who he is as a person and the way we interact together and blah, blah, blah. But how much more can I love someone? And how much more can I be happy and have them be happy if, when I'm approaching a relationship, I'm approaching it out of love and not out of need? That's pretty much what I wanted to say. I hope this has been helpful for those of you out there who maybe base their self-worth on other relationships and getting their needs fulfilled, because that's not actually love. It's not. I mean, it feels good. It feels really good. It feels so good that it's kind of like a drug. But if you really want to love someone, you can't be operating from those places. You need to be operating from a place of wholeness within yourself, so that when you interact with the other person, you know that it's just love. And you know, in a way, just knowing that makes me realize how much I love him even more. But that's fine. That's fine. Any relationship I approach, or anything in life from now on, as I'm growing like this, I can approach from a place of love and not need. And that's a positive thing. And these are the sorts of things that I'm realizing and learning as I go along this journey that I wouldn't be able to do, learn, and realize if I were in that relationship or any relationship. This is a I need to be myself kind of thing to really get this. And so even though I'm super sad about him not being around, and I miss him and I love him and blah blah blah, all the sad stuff, all the lonely stuff, all that stuff still there, but it does help to know that this is what's best for me. And I also know just from that fact that this is what's best for him. But also I know that his growth in his life, his path, he needs not to be with me right now. So I'm not saying there's a hope for us in the future, but what I'm saying is we both need this time to operate in our future relationships from a better place, a healthier place, to have a healthier, better relationship, stronger relationship. And whether that's somehow we end up crossing paths again or not, it's better for both of us for it to be this way. And in order for me to really get there, I do have to accept that we won't be together. Because if I don't accept that, I'm just going to be holding on to that one little thought, and it will hamper my growth and my ability to achieve what I want to achieve. Anyway, it's hot out and I'm sweating, and I'm going to go now. So again, I just want to remind you all that, I'm just going to pass these people on my right. I just want to remind you that even though something happens that makes you sad or mad or any number of emotions that you don't want to be feeling, you can still be grateful for it, because you can choose that. You can choose to be grateful. So, as always, I just want you to remember that you can always choose to have a grateful day.